Friday, June the 12th. Good morning. Move closer. This week has been a baffling news week for many of us. In America, the Dow Jones Index rose through the first part of the week, whilst the Nasdaq Index, which represents a much wider spread of traded companies in the US, hit an all-time high, signalling a bull market. How can this be, I hear you ask? With widespread looting, violence and unrest, how is this country's stock market blithely pushing on ahead? The answer is that markets don't always react to the news stories we're concerned about as humans. The markets in the US enjoyed such a good start to the week because experts had predicted that they would lose some 9 million jobs during the month of May. Numbers came out this week to show that actually the US added some 2.5 million jobs to their economy. We should remember that around 20.7 million jobs were lost in the US during the month of April. Recapturing 2.5 million is hardly a victory, but it does show a turning point. The consumer savings rate in the US also hit an all-time high in May. This data further buoyed markets upon its release this week. It supports our view that pent-up demand will hit the US economy like a wall of money once things reopen in earnest. However, the leader of the Federal Reserve, that's the US central bank, came out and predicted a poor US outlook on Wednesday evening. This changed everything, and a market that wasn't a bit concerned by rioting and looting plummeted on one man's comment. In the UK, the situation concerns me. We appear to be a country with no collective purpose or agreement. If we were a business, we would be in real danger of being taken out by a competitor. The figures for the UK economy do not look reassuring, and markets now believe that the government's furlough scheme is only masking reality that huge numbers of jobs could be lost in the coming weeks. The failure of the government to reopen all schools before September is a hammer blow to the economy and society. But despite their shortcomings during this crisis, I believe that I echo many of our clients' sympathy for a government that finds itself at the mercy of unions, protesters, and devolved regions alike. I've had many conversations with my clients this week who find themselves just completely stunned at our country's apparent lack of appreciation for the interconnectivity of all things. Everything is linked. Add to this the fact that we only have 3 weeks left to agree an EU trade deal or request an extension. I won't use the dreaded B word. And I have to be honest in now saying that I worry for the UK economy, and I can see more of a W-shaped recovery. The UK's FTSE 100 is down over 6% on the week at the point of writing, whilst the FTSE 250, which offers a better indication of UK companies' health, has fallen by around 8%. We believe that a further fiscal stimulus package may now come from Mr. Sunak next month. In the meantime, there is growing traction for reducing the social distancing gap to 1 metre, which could be a game changer for many businesses. Clearly, something needs to happen swiftly to help the UK economy avert a much deeper recession. Europe seems to have had a much better week from a news-wise point of view, with the European Central Bank increasing its pandemic emergency liquidity programme, that's easy for you to say, by a further 600 billion euros and promising continued ECB intervention until at least June of next year. Germany agreed its massive stimulus package of 130 billion euros to be spent on its battery car industry, watch this space, 5G networks and railways. This was 30% greater than even the highest estimate and shows real promise for a sharp recovery. The People's Bank of China also leapt into action, buying up some 40% of small business loans from local banks. China is now showing modest but sustained signs of recovery within its new orders, construction and service sectors. The US are also satisfied that China is holding up its end of the trade deal bargain, and violent protests in Hong Kong have largely gone unreported for now. It seems that globalization is really starting to try and unwind itself as each country turns inward to address its own economic and societal successes or failures. Now, my parting warning to all of our clients this week is nothing to do with markets. It's about the horrible business of hacking. With so many more of us doing just about everything via the computer, it's no surprise that the hackers are having a field day. Please remember not to click on any link or attachment that you're not fully expecting, and don't trust any unsolicited phone calls from people saying that they're from an organisation such as your bank, phone provider, Amazon, World Health Organization, or even NHS contact tracing. Be very careful about the data you give out and never allow them access to your computer or bank details. I know that many of our clients are now incredibly fatigued by the news and lockdown rules, but don't lose heart. The rates of infection and sad deaths in the UK are falling impressively. Markets are not as wobbled by second spikes as the media would have us believe. And companies in the UK are already prepared for a second spike when it probably comes. We're finding a way through this, and we should never overlook human ingenuity and determination to turn things around. Our clients' portfolios are in far better shape than they were just a couple of months ago, and we're very confident in the way that they are positioned to deliver positive growth over time. The beauty of our business is that we can invest wherever the going is good. We don't have to stay tied to one particular sector or country. This is what has kept our little firm and our clients in great shape over the years. As always, I'm here for you 100%. I've rattled around in this building now for 13 weeks, and I really need a haircut. However, I'm going nowhere. I'm with you all the way. So until next week, stay safe, watch out for those hackers, and here's for some better news for Great Britain. All the best.